drop off. But of course, where we start from, where we usually start from, ladies and gentlemen, commonly we are very ambitious. We have these big dreams, we have these big plans and these big goals and a lot of excitement. Only that along the way, like I was saying already, quite a number of people drop off, they drop off, and you find that it's only a few among the many that keep on the fight, that keep pushing, that keep building. And the good news is the ones who keep fighting, the ones who keep believing, the ones who stay the course are actually the ones who go ahead to win the big prize, the promise of our industry, which is a large walk away residual income. I don't know if there's anyone in this room tonight who really dreams of that day when they really no longer have to work. They don't have to worry about work, but money is continuously flowing into their accounts. And their problem is not what to spend, but rather how to spend. I don't know if there's anyone in this room tonight that has that as a dream, because for me, one of the things that I saw, the vision that I captured about the network marketing business is that ability to keep earning. A time to come when I no longer have to really work, but yet money is flowing in. I have achieved most of my minor and major goals as well as dreams, but money continue, and I don't really have to work, but still money continues to flow in because I managed to tap into other people's time, effort, as well as money on a local and an international scale, because that's the platform that the business that we do have together has to offer. Now, I'm going to do for us a training, an excerpt from a book that I have read. If you haven't come across or heard about or read that book, I encourage you to find it and read it. That book is called Residual Millionaires. It really has a powerful message for those of us who have decided to build something significant for ourselves from the network marketing industry with Alliance in Motion Global ED Plan 2.0, as well as ED Plan 3.0. So without any further ado, I will share my screen and dive right into what I prepared for us this evening. I pray and hope that we are blessed, that someone tonight, if they were on the verge of giving up on the fight for their dreams, they are realigned with the possibility of their dreams coming to pass. They are realigned with the confidence that, yes, indeed, my dreams can come to pass. I am the right candidate for my dreams. And it so happens that it is the right time. And then, of course, above all else, with the right opportunity to be in position to achieve those my dreams. So you go to the comment section just to confirm that you are able to see my screen. The title is The Fight for Freedom. I'll do it or die. You go to the comment section, just confirm that you can see. Okay, perfect. Yes, my brother, Mr. Ashraf is able to see. Okay, yes. And as I dive into the training, who of us here really has a dream of becoming financially free, that they really no longer have to worry about the money they are going to spend, where it's going to come from, and where they are going to get the next meal from, and so on and so forth? Who of us has it as a dream to become a financial pillar in their families, to secure the future for themselves and their loved ones? Who has that as a dream? Because for me, one of the reasons as to why I have stuck with Alliance in Motion Global for the last 5 years and a couple of months, it's because I really am passionate about becoming that financial pillar in my family. Of course, I did not give us my story in depth, but at least a sneak preview into what drives me to do this business. It's because I dream of becoming a financial pillar, securing the future for myself and my loved ones, that any financial problem that ever arises in my family, I am that one-stop solution that everyone can run to and will have their problem solved. That is one of my major goals, my major dreams that drive me for doing this business. I see Zijana, I have a dream to become a financial pillar for my family. Perfect, and power to you, my dear sister, Godwin Mari, Godwin Mware Kunkuta. I am the right candidate. Perfect. Okay, wonderful. So let's get into it. Now, whatever it is that you stand for, that you so much desire for, that you've been praying to the good Lord for, I've come to understand and learn that, of course, it revolves and rotates around money. Because even the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 19, tells you and I that a feast is made for laughter, wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. I repeat, A feast is made for laughter, wine maketh merry, but money answereth all things. That is Ecclesiastes 10:19. Then when you move to the book of Proverbs, I think chapter 19, around verse 6, 7, it says that even the brethren of the poor, despise them. Even the brethren of the poor despise them. How much more are their friends or their acquaintances? In other words, even the relatives of the poor despise them. How much more just these who are merely friends? So that's how bad poverty is. That's how much money, that's how much important money is. You get what I am talking about. So if you are here to secure the future for yourself and your loved ones, of course, we have got to make lots and lots of money. And the business in which we are, ladies and gentlemen, particularly with the company that we are all a part of, which is Alliance Motion Global Economy Driver Plan 2.0 and 3.0, of course, it's evident that someone can surely secure the future for themselves and their loved ones. We have seen so many success stories. We keep sharing them, we keep watching them for our own motivation. And maybe now it is time for us to also write our own stories and become those stories that they share while we are busy enjoying that life. As others are busy sharing about us and the life that we are living, for us, we are busy living the life of our dreams. And it is very possible in this, our business of Alliance in Motion Global Economy Driver Plan 2.0 and 3.0. So the fight for freedom, I'll do it or die. Now, friends, the other message that I need to give us tonight is that if you're ever going to be in position to achieve something significant, something worthwhile in life, something that is life transforming, and something that is generational transforming, you have got to put up a fight. Someone go to the comment section and type for me the word fight. So let me go to the comment section. The fight, Naomi Piri fight, Margaret fight, wonderful, Conquerors fight, perfect. Friends, the only message I have for you, if you are ever going to be in position to achieve something significant and something worthwhile in your life, you have got to put up a fight. You have got to engage the mindset of, I will do it or die. Without that, my friend, you may never really be in position to achieve much, and you may never really be in position to achieve anything significant and worthwhile in your life. So I begin with some quotes here. The first one is that in life, there are still some things worth fighting for and some things worth dying for. And freedom is one of those. If you surely, if you are broke, if you don't have money, if you're not financially free, I am telling you, there's a lot of problems that you'll have to deal with from time to time. Emotional problems, relationship issues, sickness and disease, stress, and so many other things. I know probably if not all of us, if not some of us, then all of us have at some point in time been broke. We have been poor, and we actually do know how inconveniencing, how disturbing it is to be broke. And this man, General Norman Schwarzkopf, is telling us that in life, there are still some things worth fighting for and some things worth dying for, and freedom is one of those. Ask our brothers and sisters from Ukraine who are fighting for their sovereignty, for their freedom, that kind of freedom, Now, you and I, we are an army fighting for freedom when it comes to time and finances. We want to secure the future for ourselves and our loved ones, you told me. We want to live the life of our dreams, to do the things we want to do when we want to do them, with the people we love to do them with, and at a time that we would love to do them, in the place we would love to do those things without having to worry about money or any other thing that is hindering us right now. The other quote, my friend, is there is no such thing as freedom that is free, and there's no freedom that comes without a fight. We have seen that in life there are still things worth fighting for, and one of those few things that are still worth fighting for is your freedom, your time and financial freedom, and the other kind of freedom. Now the people in Ukraine are fighting for, of course, independence and political freedom and all that. Now for you and I, but of course it also cuts across when it comes to time, the freedom of time, the freedom of what? Of finances. But now you and I particularly, we are fighting the fight of time and financial freedom. And we are saying that there is no such thing as freedom that is free, and there is no freedom that comes without a fight. So we have got to fight. Yes, you have that dream. Yes, you have that goal. But my brother, my sister, my message to you this evening is that there is not a single way you're going to be able to have that your dream, to have that your goal, to have that your life's ambition and your deepest desire without putting up some sort of fight. I have seen that even in the so many success stories that we pride in here at Alliance in Motion Global. When you listen to most of these guys sharing their stories, you find that there's an aspect of the fight for that position where they are today, a bit of challenge here and a bit of challenge there that they had to go through. You know, when they felt like they really had, that time when they really felt like they were going to give up, or they were pondering giving up, or they were considering giving up, because it all felt like this whole dream achievement and realization didn't seem like a possibility. You know, it was just maybe a daydream. It was just an ambition, but never a possibility, or something that can never become a reality. You get what I'm saying? So the other quote, moving on, my friend, is that life is a fight for territory. If you stop fighting, what you don't want sets in. That even if you have the right opportunity like Alliance in Motion Global ED Plan 2.0 and ED Plan 3.0, of course, for it to be in position to reward you significantly, for you to be in position to secure the future for yourself and your loved ones, like your dream is to become that financial pillar in your family, like you typed for me earlier when I asked, of course, you have got to put up a fight. You have really got to be intentional. You have got to engage the mindset that it is a do or die. A sink or swim. I either swim or sink, but there are no by the ways. I either do it or I do it. You understand what I am saying? That is the mindset that wins championships. That is the mindset that maximizes the opportunities, like the opportunity that we have. That is the mindset, my brother, my sister, that actually, of course, secures futures for people, that transforms generations, not the weak mindset, not the let me try and see if things are going to work out. If they don't, I'll quit and go find something else to do. That mindset never wins, my brother, my sister. Even with the very best of opportunities, even with the very life-transforming opportunities, that mindset of one leg in, one leg out, should I go, should I stay, you know, that mindset never really gets anything going. You understand? Sorry about that. So like I was saying, my dear friends, the one leg in, one leg out mindset never really wins championships and never really gets dreams achieved and realized. You get the point? So having built that background to our training, that if you're ever going to be in position to achieve anything worthwhile and significant in your life, you have got to engage the battle mindset, the fight for freedom mindset, the do it or die mindset. Now, the question is, what are some of the core elements in one's fight for freedom? The freedom you and I, the freedom our brothers and sisters from Ukraine are fighting for is their independence, their sovereignty. Of course, it also affects their time freedom, their financial freedom, and so on and so forth. Now, the fight you and I are in is the fight for time and financial freedom. So what are the core elements, or what should be the core elements in your fight for freedom, for your time and financial freedom, to secure the future for yourselves, for yourself and your loved ones, for that generational transformation in your family? Number one, you have got to have an overwhelming desire to win. You really must be tired of the situation at hand. Maybe the situation that your family has been through from generation to generation up to you, from the time you started understanding things that were going on around you and about you up to this very point in time, where you really have got the energy and the ability to do something about it. You know, when we are still young, you are watching things, you don't even understand what is going on, and you probably even can't do much about what is happening around you. But how about right about now, when you and I have the power, the brain, the resources and the understanding, as well as the opportunity to do something about what has been happening in our families, that displeases us, that robs us of our peace. You have got to have that overwhelming desire to win. Number two, you must have that long-term commitment to the fight. Otherwise, you will not be able to change anything. Otherwise, you will not be able to see anything change, or you will not be able to achieve much. If you do not have the desire to win, the overwhelming desire to win, then that long-term commitment to the fight. And finally, a singular focus. Those are the three we are going to be focusing on in our training tonight. Now, about the overwhelming desire to win, number one, you have to want to win the battle so much that you are willing to do what you have to do. Remember, we join network marketing. Personally, I'm a computer scientist. You'll find engineers in here listening to me. You'll find lecturers. You'll find teachers. You'll find accountants and people from different academic backgrounds or different walks of life, except network marketing training. In other words, that the opportunity is lucrative, and we are all educated in some kind of way, or probably come from somewhere, but everywhere every one of us comes from, there's not been a single training that we have had about network marketing. And the only way we are going to be able to acquire the skills that are going to help us to maximize this lucrative send opportunity of network marketing with Alliance Motion Global Economy Driver Plan 2.0 and 3.0 is having that overwhelming desire. And it is the one that will push us to have the willingness to do whatever we have to do, whatever that is required of us by this golden opportunity, that one last chance that we have, that one last attempt to be in position to achieve our dreams before we expire out of this world. That's one last attempt that we have to build that house for our mother, to build that house for our father, to create an experience for someone who did you good when you couldn't do much, but now you really feel like you want to reward them. Okay, so it has to come from deep within you. It has to come from deep within you, and it cannot be something that you are just playing around with. That simply doesn't work. I know most of us here, we usually talk about some big dreams. Some of us have dream goals. Some of us have dream charts. Some of us have those goal cards. But I don't know how much these things mean to you. I don't know if you just did them because Upline Ashraf told you to write these things, or you really have a strong and as well as deep emotional attachment to these things. Because without that, which is the overwhelming desire to have those things that we are talking about, none of them is ever going to be able to happen. That's what we are trying to say. So that's why we are saying that it cannot be something that you're just playing around with. It must be something that you're deeply emotionally attached to. That thing that you feel your life is totally uncomfortable if you do not have it. You get the point. Something that I believe, or a position that I believe we all have attained. And in case you had not yet reached that position, then this is the final call to you to have something that you really that is really worth fighting for, that you are fighting for, or that you have at stake at this our opportunity with Alliance Motion Global Economy Driver Plan 2.0 and 3.0 respectively. So those who have an overwhelming desire to win, to go above and beyond, to be the best, they practice their skill until it becomes second nature, and they know that they can compete with anyone. So the beauty or the advantage or the importance of the overwhelming desire is that that's what is going to help you to learn the prospecting skills, to learn the invitation, presenting, closing, follow-up, and training skills. Because none of us, like I was trying to say earlier, started this business with a professional background to it. In as far as the business is concerned. In other words, none of us had been trained in network marketing before, or if there were any, they are the fewer number. Most of us, we are first timers in the industry. At least all the training that we have received in the past had nothing to do with network marketing. But it is the overwhelming desire to achieve your goal, your dream, which you have at stake here, that is going to help you to achieve and acquire the skills and become so good in these skills that you'll be able to change not just your life, but actually will even go forth to change generations while you're still here and generations after you, but also above and beyond to change the world. The Michael Jordan that we are celebrating today in the arena of basketball, there is a story behind this guy. I'm going to try and paraphrase it, of course, with interest of time. This man, where it all started from, you know, he used to be passionate about basketball while he was still in high school. He used to play actively, you know, trying to show and declare the passion and exhibit the passion of the game to the people around him, the coaches and other schoolmates. But one day, a time came when they had to select the team that was going to compete in a certain school's or college championship. And between him and another player, they had to choose the other player. And it really affected him so much. He said, what is so special about this guy that they had to choose him and not me? With all the practice that I have been doing, with all the passion that I have tried to exhibit and show, and so on and so forth. So Michael Jordan said, well, if these have despised me, I have really got to show the world that I'm actually not a joke, that I'm actually very passionate and I've got what it takes to win championships. No wonder, as we speak today, from that inspiration, with that overwhelming desire, today Michael Jordan, a lot of clothes are labeled to him. He's one of the richest athletes in the world. And of course, for those of us who follow the game of basketball, there's a lot of records broken and a lot of things and medals and trophies won by Michael Jordan, inspired by that simple story that I have shared with you. And he says that if you accept the expectation of others, the expectations of others, especially negative ones, then you never will change the outcome. Now, as you embark on this fight for time and financial freedom, maybe you have been in that, your background is one of people who have struggled all their lives and they have not been up to anything significant. And it is easy for that to have a strong impact on your belief in your ability to be in position to change the status quo. Now, Michael Jordan is telling you and I, it doesn't matter your background, it doesn't matter the expectations others have of you. All that matters is that confidence that you have in yourself, inspired and driven by an overwhelming desire to change the status quo and your current circumstances. Then on we go. Number 2, in this fight for time and financial freedom, you have got to have a long-term commitment to the fight, okay? A long-term commitment to the fight. A long-term commitment to the fight. I'll repeat one more time, a long-term commitment to the fight. Why did I choose this training for us, my dear brothers and sisters? A person who has stuck with Alliance in Motion Global for the last 5 years and 8 months, my friend, it may sound like a small period of time, but it's not a joke. People have quit in their first 3 months. People have quit after just 1 year. People have quit in their second year, in their third year, you know. And the people who have really stuck around like myself, it is us who have something that we can look back and say, okay, today my business pays me maybe $5,000 every single month, even if I didn't have to really do so much activity in as far as the business is concerned. And I have been able to do this, I have been able to do the other. And I'm still very passionate, building even towards a bigger income and bigger achievements and bigger goals. You get what I'm saying? Why did I choose that training? It's because of that very reason. Very many people quit along the way. They start very excited, highly ambitious and optimistic about what the future holds for them. Of course, with God and this amazing opportunity they are starting, only to just put up a fight for 1 month, 2 months, and in their third month they quit. You know, because of the inevitable challenges that we are bound to face in this fight for time and financial freedom, not just because of the opportunity, and it has got nothing to do with opportunity. It simply has got everything to do with the requirements for freedom, time and financial freedom, for achieving anything worthwhile in life, okay? So, back to this, a long-term commitment to fight. Take the word can't out of your vocabulary. When you do, that gives you the opportunity to see what you can do. There is a story to that. This man used to be very alive and well, with all his entire body system functioning well, until one day he felt a bit fatigued and went to sleep. He thought it was just fatigue and stress, but it comes to time for him to wake up, and he could not wake up normally like he had gone to bed. He wakes up when almost all his limbs were paralyzed and he could not walk anymore. He goes to the doctors. The doctors tell him, yes, my brother Patrick, you know what? It's absurd. It looks like you may never have to walk again. Now, and they told him, don't you even dare try to do anything to change this, because it is irreversible. And the more and any attempt you make to try and change it, maybe trying to exercise or anything like that, you'll be just making the bad situation worse. But guess what? As all that was being said to Patrick Finney, for him was saying, no, But if I was being able to walk very well, efficiently, just like the others, a short while ago, how then is it possible that someone is telling me just a few moments later that I'll never be able to walk again? How did I get here that I cannot turn around this situation? So long story short, Patrick did not listen to the advice of the medics. He went, painfully started exercising limb upon limb, and the recovery process was too hard. Then eventually his limbs got back to function, and then he lasted for a short while, and then again the same condition came back. Patrick still kept up the fight. And when you Google about Patrick Finney, you find that he's one of those people that ran one of the world's marathons, and he made it to the finish line, given his status and condition, his health condition, and what the doctors had said that he'll never be able to walk again. So that's why it's important that you take the word can't out of your vocabulary, because when you do, that gives you the opportunity to see what you can do. Let no one tell you that this opportunity is not going to work for you, or let no one tell you that you're not the right candidate for your dreams, or let no one tell you that you're being overly ambitious or a big dreamer, to think, feel, and believe that you're the one who is going to change the same old story of your family, to break that vicious circle of poverty, that curse of poverty that your entire family and generation has been languishing in for so many years. Let no one tell you that it's not possible. The mere fact that they did not manage to do it does not mean that you can't be able to change the story. Maybe it's because they were not trying enough. Maybe it's because in their times they had not found opportunity like the one you have right now. And that's why things just never change. But whatever the case may be, it doesn't really matter. All that matters is what God has placed in your heart, that you can do and you have to do, which is exactly reflected through your heart's desire. And then, of course, the opportunity that still he has ordained for you to be in position to bring that your heart's desire into reality, okay? So many people never get to experience freedom because they are not truly committed to having it. Many people are distributors of Alliance in Motion Global, ED Plan 2.0 and Economy Driver Plan 3.0. They know surely that people can change their lives in this amazing God-ordained opportunity. They even know stories and success stories, but they are just not committed to their own life story, success story, to their own life transformational story that is going to be told to so many people across the world. I hope the guys that I am speaking to, the honorable ladies and gentlemen, candidates of their own dreams, courtesy of Alliance Motion Global, ED Plan 2.0 and 3.0 that I'm talking about tonight, are the ones that are not just haphazardly unsure about their position as far as their dreams are concerned, but rather the ones who are committed 100%. They are so much filled up with the faith and confidence that things are going to happen for them, that yes, I am going to drive that car with God and with the amazing opportunity of Alliance Motion Global. Yes, I am going to build that house for my mother. Yes, I am going to buy that land. If you are that kind of person, go to the comment section, make that declaration and proclamation, and it must be coming right from your heart. But what I am trying to say to you as you're typing is that many people never get to experience freedom because they're not truly committed to having it. So the question, are you really committed to driving that car? If you are, type it in the comment section. Are you really committed to building that house for your mother? Are you really committed to changing your financial position as of now? Are you really committed to building that house for you? Are you really committed to being that financial pillar for you and your loved ones, regardless of what the circumstances surrounding you right now may be? If you are the one, go to the comment section, type it, and I hope it is coming right from at the bottom of your heart. Andrew Tembo, Christopher Mukuka, yes, powerful to you, my brothers. Aim Conquerors, my brother Ashraf, wonderful. Maxwell, wonderful. Okay. That is really, really powerful because you must have that commitment, because the one other thing that majorly fails people from ever achieving anything significant in their lives, even when the ordained opportunity to get them there is right or is already right there with them, is that lack of commitment. So freedom is something you have to fight for, but it is also a battle you have to be committed to long term. No wonder when you join our business, we tell you to have the long-term mindset. And by the way, when you talk about long-term mindset, we don't mean 20 years or 30 years, like maybe the wealthiest people in our communities right now that we know have had to, work hard for before they have become or attained the position, the financial position in which they are. Here, the long-term commonly that we are talking about is 3 to 5 years. Now, you guys who are just joining the business right now, it should be, in fact, at most 3 years, because the support system is in place, the skills are in place. There's a lot of things that are in place for you to really make this opportunity count for you, in as far as securing the future for you and your loved ones is concerned. So freedom is something you have to fight for, but it's also a battle you have to be committed to long term. And long term is not just 2 months, 3 months, or 6 months and 1 year. And you're like, okay, I've tried these things. People don't believe in these things and me, so let me quit and go find something else. It never happens like that. It never works like that. Okay. So when you get knocked down, you have to get up, even if you have to retrain yourself all over again. The story of Patrick Finney that I told you earlier. Victory usually doesn't come overnight. My brother, my sister who is listening to me, however good and lucrative an opportunity may be, it's a principle. That's why even Jesus, the Son of God, had to suffer here on earth for 33 years. Who of us doesn't know that God had the power of just saying, Jesus, go to earth one day and come back to heaven? But Jesus, the Son of God, also had to go through the process. Maybe that was God's way of showing you and I that, hey, my brother, hey, my sister, there's got to be a process. There's another practical example that I use. There's a building here that I'm almost concluding to construct. Those of us who know my story, you know, I discovered that at some point in time, if there's this phase that you want to do and you have all the money at hand, you still can't do that phase in one day, even with the money. Because commonly, some of us tend to think that money is the problem. But ask the people who at least have the money to do the things they want to do, that you may even have the money to do the things that you want to do, but still, you have got to go through the process. Some take days, some take weeks, some take months, some take years before you can reach the end result, before you can reach that goal. You get the point? So what we are saying here is the long-term commitment basically means that along the way you may face challenges, you may get knocked down, you have to get up. Even after being knocked down, even if it means retraining yourself all over again, a skill you thought you knew but you had not perfected and you realize you have to go back and perfect it, so be it, as long as you're eventually free from poverty, free from sickness and disease, and not just you, but your entire clan, your entire family, generations now and generations after you, okay? And then, like we have already said, that victory usually doesn't come overnight. Because and the challenge is why people give up on this fight for time and financial freedom, even in the face of ordained opportunities to change their lives, is that so many people want instant success or instant freedom. But like we have already said, that the funny thing about freedom is that freedom is not for free. There is a price to pay for freedom. Maybe that word, that other 3-lettered word, dom, means yes, you are free, but after paying the price. Maybe that's what dom means. I don't know. I'm not a language philosopher. You see, that's why freedom, yes, it's freedom, but it's not for free. That's the funny thing about freedom. There's a price to pay for it. You see, so victory usually doesn't come overnight. So and so many people want to have instant success or instant freedom. They don't want to be committed to a long-term battle. But I hope tonight now you have learned that for you to be in position to change your life, to secure the future for yourself and your loved ones, to change or break that generational curse of poverty, man, you have got to be committed to a long-term fight to change that situation, okay? And take note that once you decide that you don't want to be ruled anymore, or you never want to be ruled, and once you decide that you're going, to fight, and once you decide that you are going to join the army of residual millionaires who are fighting for time and financial freedom, you have got to be committed to that fight for the long term. Residual income is that money you're going to earn while you're at the beaches of this world. You're at the Bahamas, drinking out of a coconut, wearing ribbons and multicolored shorts. Yes, it's a dream that almost all of us have, or it sounds good to all of us if someone mentioned it to us. However, to reach that place, to really enjoy it, you have got to put up a fight. So go back to the comment section, somebody, and once more, type for me the word fight, okay? Go back to the comment section and type the word fight. Go back to the comment section and type the word fight, okay? Wonderful. Stella Mwale fight, Webi Msonda fight, okay. Peter Msinguzi, Crispin Simkoko fight, Godwin Mwale fight. All right, wonderful. Power to you guys. So don't quit when you encounter the inevitable disappointments, frustrations, and rejections, because in the end, this is the juice that will make the meal, you know, palatable, that will make the meal worth its taste and enjoyable. It will help the meal to go down well when you're eventually time wise and financially free. Like Ojimandino says, you must have the night to appreciate the day. There must be rain at some point in time for you to eventually appreciate the sunshine, okay? So don't quit when you encounter the inevitable disappointments, frustrations, and rejections. What I am saying, yes, you have that goal, yes. You have that dream, yes. It's the right opportunity, yes. However, it's one of nature's laws and principles that there is a price to pay. So be committed to the process, be committed to the battle, be committed to the army that you're fighting with and is fighting with you. Don't lose heart, don't lose hope, and don't lose focus. In other words, be committed to your dream, the fight for time and financial freedom. Then be committed to the team. Be committed to Aim Conqueror's team. It has a lot of your interests at heart. Be committed to the company Alliance in Motion Global. It's a pro-distributor company. It's a pro-distributor team. That is why the leader is putting in place even such trainings like this one, so that you are empowered, so that your mindset is realigned with success, so that eventually the next thing that you're going to be experiencing is massive success. So be committed to the army that you're fighting with and is fighting with you, the team that is. And don't lose heart, don't lose hope, and don't lose focus. Finally, number 3, a singular focus. Remember, we are looking at the 3 core elements in the fight for your time and financial freedom. We said, number 1, the overwhelming desire to win. Number 2, a long-term commitment to the fight. And now number 3, a singular focus. It starts with an interesting quote here, that if you chase 2 rabbits, you will catch neither. Now, one of the temptations you're going to face in your long-term commitment to time and financial freedom, even when you already have an ordained opportunity to change your life, is several other opportunities coming up along the way, where people will tell you, here joining is cheaper, here you don't have to recruit people, here you don't have to sell products, or the products here are cheaper, or the products here are more readily available, so you should quit there and come here. My friend, remember the team that is fighting with you and you're fighting with the team. It's very, very important. It's not about the starter pack, the starter fee, that money that you pay. It's not even about the price of the products. It's much more than you know, those other things that they keep telling people as they're trying to cross them from one team to another, from one company to another. It's not about any of those things. There are these other core elements, you know, the team that is fighting with you, you know, the sacrifices they are willing to do so that whatever it is they are promising you with their compensation plan and with their opportunity can really become a reality for you, and not just a promise and a mere promise. So focus is very important in the fight for time and financial freedom. So we are saying that you have to be committed to your success and firm in your resolve. Commitment alone is not enough, but there must be a firm resolve that I must do it or die. And it has to happen. That I have tried so many things, but this time around, this AIM global business opportunity is my last stop. And it is either here or here. I either achieve my dream here or I achieve it. There are no by the ways, there are no second options, but that is it. It's a principle. You must avoid distractions that can take you out of the game. Let me give us a scenario, the army scenario. Imagine you are at the front line, you are being ambushed, you have this guy in charge of the tanks, you have this guy that is in charge of rocket launchers, and they are your back line of defense. They are the other guys who are handling AK-47s, fighting at the front line, but they know when things are really out of hand, we shall just signal one of our guys, the tank guys and the rocket launcher guy, to launch one massive bomb and kind of you know, put or throw our enemies off balance. So right in the middle of that heavy gunfight, that battle, you know, you are almost being consumed to nothing. and you have this last resort of the artillery that I have talked about, only to look behind and you find this guy, instead of focusing on the fight, he's busy taking selfies, sending them to their loved ones. Hey, you see, we are right in the middle of the fight, man. It's gunfire everywhere. How would you feel? You are in the middle of that gunfire. The man that you thought would be your savior, checking on them, they are not even in the fight. They are focusing on something else. Just imagine how that scenario would be. So it's the same thing. Yes, you join the business for your own individual intentions, goals, dreams, and whatever it is. However, like John C. Maxwell says, that one is too small a number to achieve greatness. You surely must have this thing, like I have already said. And then for things to really happen, you really must focus. You must be focused on the battle of the moment. You must focus on what you're fighting for, because if you have no focus, if you have no singular focus, there's a lot of distractions in this life. Some come in form of challenges, some come in form of loved ones and friends who distract us and kind of throw us off balance in our fight. And we are saying that it is easy to get distracted. However, it's important that you have a long-term and short-term goals that hold you accountable to your ultimate goal. Because he who has no target, they will end up anywhere, you know. And he who does not know where they are going, they will still end up anywhere, or will end up nowhere, in short, because they don't have a particular direction. There's not a single destination that has no clear directions. So if you know your destination, there's a well-defined route that leads you there. You will only be confused if you don't know where you are going. So in this case, that's why we must really have we must have long-term and short-term goals. Of course, I will not talk about goals so much, because we have had, or we'll have so many trainings on goals and so on and so forth. And in your decision-making process, whether to stay focused or distracted, you must make your decisions based on your fight for freedom. You have to ask yourself, does this help me reach when the distractions come? In other words, these are some of the questions you've got to ask yourself. Does this help me reach my ultimate goal, or it's just a distraction from the battle that I am fighting? Have soldiers that hold you accountable. That is your team, your upline. Your upline should know about your goals, you know, and you should allow them to check on you, to monitor you, you know, to supervise you. You get the point? Because it's hard to win a war by yourself. That's what John C. Maxwell said. One is too small a number to achieve greatness. All successful people understand this, and they work with teams to ever be in position to achieve or realize their dreams and visions. It takes an army to win a war, the team. So you have to build alliances and depend on the talents and help of many. And that is one of the core advantages we have in our business, my dear brothers and sisters. The fact that business has people who are lecturers, people who are computer scientists, you know, we all have different training and exposures in our background. But all that combined, we can form a formidable army that surely can deal poverty and all money challenges one final blow, and we'll all eventually go forth to enjoy our individual time and financial freedom. Okay, one of the biggest mistakes that people make is thinking they can win this war by themselves. It's just not possible. All successful people need and work in teams. Okay, so some questions to ponder, my brother, my sister, as we are almost coming towards the end of the training. Are you fighting for your freedom? Someone go to the comment section and answer that question for me, please. And as you answer this question, don't answer the question because the facilitator or the trainer has asked. May it be coming from the bottom of your heart, because I will not be there while you are right at the battlefield for your time and financial freedom. But whatever it is that you'll be experiencing will be driven by the fact that you are indeed fighting for your freedom, and it means everything to you. You see? Because some of the things that I did not tell you in my story, my upline, my sponsor quit. I did not know. Well, I knew there was Barnabas in the team, the global ambassador, president of Flying Eagles team. I knew there was Liz in the team, president of Action Team, the team in which I am. You know, I knew those guys were there. But the funny thing, I didn't even know that they were my uplines. So I was out there trying to make it all by themselves. I fought alone with my young team to become a silver executive, to become the top pre-order back then, and several other things. And that's how they got to recognize me as an active and strong leader in the team. And then eventually later, years later, we started working together. So are you fighting for your freedom, my brother, my sister? Just one more time, I'm asking you. Let me first get my charger to plug in my laptop. Because if it is not something that you're deeply and personally convicted about, then you are just never going to make it happen. Because even the slightest of distractions will put you out of action. So I am telling you, my brother, my sister, I don't know you. Let me first read some names here. I don't know you personally and your background. Patrick Mlauzi, Dr. Jairus Mulambi, I only hear about you, but I don't know much about you, okay? Just like you hear about me and you don't know much about me. You see, I don't know much about you, Eddie Sikalumbi, Alpha Soul, Brighton Kapata, Chipata Teachers, Crispin Mukoko, and all the people who are listening to me. I don't know so much about you, much as we may all be members of the same family. You know much, you know yourself more than I do. You know so much, whatever it is that is making you uncomfortable and how much uncomfortable it's making you, you know whatever it is that is robbing you of your peace, how much it means to you. It is you who really understands this. It's really you who knows how much you feel about it. But for me, all I want to tell you tonight is your life, whatever it is that is robbing you of your peace, whatever it is that you so much desire for to see happen in your life, is worth fighting for. Your time freedom, your financial freedom, and your purpose in life are worth fighting for. That is my heartfelt message to you. So let us use this God-ordained opportunity of Alliance Motion Global, ED Plan 2.0 and 3.0 without any reservations to change the status quo. That same old story that people of this family never do this. They never drive cars. They never do that and all that. They never build houses. They never own mansions. They never have investments. Let's break that status quo because we can. It's not about them, what they have failed to do. It's about what you feel and so badly desire for. Maybe it's God telling you that it's exactly that I have ordained for you, and I created you for the purpose, and you are the right candidate at the right time and with the right opportunity. Just go out there and make me proud, my brother, my sister, my son, my daughter. You get what I'm saying? So have a clear vision of your ultimate goal. Get ready for battle. Get armed with the skills, training, weapons, and mindset that will be needed to win the war, and then fight. Someone go to the comment section just one more time and then write that word, fight, 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 because it is a fight. And of course, I don't know, you don't need to know as much English, but I strongly believe we all know what that simple word fight means, okay? So, do you have an overwhelming desire to win, or you are wishing things were different? You're just wishing. Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better. That is Jim Rohn. If you want to win, you have to be the best. Practice your skills daily so you can prove to the world that you are the best. But all this is driven by the overwhelming desire to win, a long-term commitment to the fight, and a singular focus. Okay? So, but you must understand that even the best lose sometimes. Don't allow temporary failures to take you completely out of the game. The point here is, in your commitment to the fight for time and financial freedom, you're going to meet a lot of temporary defeats and failures, but you should not allow them to be defining moments for you, because they are not. They are simply refining moments, qualifying you, growing and tempering your spirit and your character for the character of success, for the success that you desire. I love one of the messages that God is going to test you, not because he's delaying you, because he's still not yet ready with the goal, the dream, the vision that that you have. In fact, God already has the dream, the vision already prepared, but he must first prepare you and I for what he has prepared for us. That is the only reason why we have to go through some kind of test to temper our spirits, grow our character. That is why you must understand from me today that however lucrative and however right and God-ordained an opportunity may be to change your life, there still must be a phase of you paying the price, a phase of you being qualified, tested and proven, developed, refined, tempered to be the right candidate that will accommodate that success. I was listening to TDJX, he was saying, sometimes some of us ask for things we cannot even run. It's not about buying a car, but how can you handle and sustain that car when you get it? Some people, if they just woke up successful, maybe they would become so proud and the money would end up wasting them instead of putting it to good use. That's why we have to go through that process. So let's never allow temporary failures to take us out completely out of the game, because they're just tests. They're just qualifiers. The way, diamond has to be taken through processes, we know all these mining stories and all those examples. Those are examples God put right before us to ensure that we never get out of the fight or we never get distracted from the fight. So make a long-term commitment to fight, put it in writing. You can ask yourself, as you write that, you can ask yourself this question of how long will you commit to your business? So my friend, you're here. Maybe you're 2 months, maybe you're 3 months, maybe you're even 1 year or 5 years like me. But how long have you said to commit to this business until that which got you started in this business comes to pass? Well, whatever answer you give to yourself will determine how far you will go. But all I can tell you that I know now for sure that if it is ever going to work, you must have that core element number 2, the long-term commitment to the fight, then the focus, as well as an overwhelming desire to change the status quo. So my question now is, are you focused? And I'll ask, no, are you really focused on changing your life situation? Because freedom requires a laser beam focus. And I am saying that let's commit to the fight. And finally, I'll talk about the stretch for success. And I think this is what is going to bless many of us as we are concluding our training this evening. I don't know if we all know what rubber bands are, those small devices that are used to tie money around and to fasten things together. But there's something unique about those rubber bands. And here it is, that these rubber bands come in different sizes and different colors and different shapes, but they all work on the same principle. They must be stretched to be effective. So like rubber bands, your personality, my personality, our talents and gifts aren't any different. We are also not effective unless we are stretched. In other words, unless we are tested and proven. So if you are not stretched in your personal walk with God and in your leadership abilities, in fighting for your dream, in fighting for your time and financial freedom, then you are not going to be effective, period. So decide now to be ready to be stretched. In other words, to pay the price, to go through whatever it is that God has prepared that you must first go through before your success becomes a reality. That's a picture. To me, it gives me a lot of memories. Right there, we are not seated in a hotel, or we are not seated at a beach or at a recreation center somewhere, but we were in a police cell in one of the countries here in Africa, in the due course of building our business with Alliance in Motion Global. This is me here. This is Mr. Barnabas Mugwanya, the celebrated global ambassadors, and the other colleagues. Well, today, when you hear of he's the top 5 of Alliance Motion Global Uganda, and all the so many things you see or you've heard shared in his story, you think that sometimes these things come on a silver platter. But also, on the other hand, I'm not saying that we really have got to go through hard things or, disheartening things. No. All I'm trying to say is that there's got to be some kind of test and price to pay based on the size of vision that God has placed in your heart. Now, maybe some of us had to go through some of these things so that we help you, our downlines, you, our partners today, to have a smoother journey, but still to be in position to achieve your success. And I am also telling you that there will be haters, there will be doubters on your journey in this your fight to time and financial freedom, and there will also be non-believers. But then there should be you proving them all wrong with your overwhelming desire to win, a long-term commitment to the fight for your success and your victory, and a singular focus until it all eventually come to pass. And after all has been said and done, a reward awaits you and I, my brother, my sister. You see this picture? There's a message here for us. Some of us have seen these pictures before, but maybe there's this other side of the story you did not know. In this picture right here, we have 5 young people, all graduates from university, had looked for jobs but had failed to get them, met the opportunity of Balance in Motion Group, and they got started. And of course, when they got started, the part of them being tested and proven for the success that was already theirs and ordained for them, that part of going through inevitable challenges came. What happened was the 2 on the extreme right of that picture, they dropped off. They felt like this was never going to work. You know, we are too important to go through this kind of challenges. So this is really not, this must not be for us. Let's quit and go find something else. Long story short, today we don't even know where they are. But the one sure thing is that they are still in the rat race, chasing after deals and still fighting for time and financial freedom. Yet all 3 of these on the extreme left of your screen, Elias, Hajara, and Duncan, are all now billionaires in Uganda shillings. And the 2, Elias and Duncan, are even millionaires in dollars. But what is there in the background of their success today for you who did not know? They stretched for success. They had to show those one-on-ones on hungry and empty stomachs. They were not dressed the best and the smartest, but they had the vision and the dream, and they kept believing, they kept building, they kept hoping, and today their lives have changed. And I am saying that life can indeed change if you go through the process that I just took us through all this evening long, ever since we started, until now that we are almost coming to an end. Of course, I will not play this video. You have watched these videos, but all I'm trying to say is let's stretch for our success, because that's one of the core elements that has helped many to be in position to achieve, to be where they are today. This is Elizabeth Nabuma. Probably you're out there sharing her story. You don't know where it all started. This is where it all started. This is where they started. They also bought that global package like you and I. This is Mama Africa, Marjorie Obotha, and this is Elizabeth Nabuma. They're all global ambassadors, millionaires, circle members, and all the things that you can think of that you probably still have on your dream chart and you have not yet ticked them off. But they also started somewhere. As you can see in those pictures, they did not look the best. They did not look the right candidates for the success they are enjoying right now. If you judge them by their looks, then in terms of the success they have today, probably you would have disqualified them and you would have killed their dreams and hopes. But thank God it didn't happen. They hoped, they believed, hung on to their dreams, got into the fight, and see how good their lives are today. You get the point. Look at Duncan and how he looked like, and look at him this other side. You know, it's easy to look at people where they are today and forget about the fact that they could have started somewhere, and probably their starting point was even worse than yours. Because some of us have started this business when we look much better than how this guy looked here. So meaning our chances for success are probably much even bigger and higher if we can only believe it for ourselves and then get down to work. You see, this was some time ago when Duncan's worthiness in Alliance Motion Global was 1.57 million US dollars. For me, those were my earnings during the lockdown days, you know, that I built a business at some point in time, earning not a single coin every single month, you know, and then in lockdown, while I was at home in my boxers, in vests, lying in my bed, not doing much, money was busy flowing into my account. Every single week, every single month. And as I come to an end, I just want to tell you who has stayed with me ever since we started up to this very point in time, that please do yourself a simple favor, a simple favor. There's that something that you saw, I don't know what exactly it is. When you were shown the plan of Alliance in Motion Global, ID Plan 2.0, and now the one we are sharing here in Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania, ID Plan 3.0, whatever it is, you know it better. You know exactly how you felt. But what I'm trying to say to you is, please don't give up before that miracle happens, before that which you hoped would become a reality, would come to pass because of this opportunity comes to pass. Please, one more time, don't give up before the miracle happens. With that, my friends, it's always a pleasing pleasure To the good Lord be all the glory, the one who enables us to come across this information with one common goal and purpose, to drive major positive transformation in the lives of his people on a local and an international scale, of course, with his might, power, and of course, the ordained opportunity he has blessed us with at Alliance in Motion Global Economy Driver Plan 2.0. So once again, to God be the glory. Let's go make it happen. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Thank you, M Conquerors. Thank you, the President, Mr. Ashraf Shakulaga Kasinde. Until next time, let's all stay blessed. We meet at the beaches of this world. More power.